Okay, I need a place to mount these two things. This is just a fuse block. This is a remote switch. I'm going to be switching the lights that you see here. It's got 6 switch positions. There's a remote control that goes inside. It's wired using USB. I needed some place to mount these, and I'm going to do it right here. But I needed a backer plate for that. I just went and cut me some lumber, and I'm going to mount this up in there and give myself a little place to mount this electrical equipment. Hey, I'm just starting to do up the terminations here inside this compartment, and so I thought I'd bring you along. Alright, just sitting here getting ready to install this reading lamp. This is a real nice 12-volt reading lamp from O-Beaming. It has a USB port on it, and I'm going to be mounting that with the port down. I think that'll work best. Well, maybe I should put it to the side. Let's see, let's think about this. Yeah, I think I'll put it to the side. That way the cable won't have a tendency to want to fall out. It comes with all the parts you need to mount it. It has an Allen wrench in here. I happen to have one already out. So it's a 2-part system. It comes with the base. You screw to the wall, and then you mount the light in the base. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to strip these down just a little bit further. So I'm using red and yellow just because I was running short on white wire, and so I'm just using the yellow as the ground or negative, and the red in my wiring scheme is unswitched 12-volt power because these are locally switched. They have a switch on them. When you're screwing around, turn it down when you're screwing around. I'm going to be hooking up the switches that I'm going to be installing. I have several types. I have these paddle types. One over here has USB in it. So it's got a couple of high power USB ports. This one doesn't have USB, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this USB. These are high power as well. And so these switches, this switch set is going in here. This switch set goes over here. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to figure out, they don't give you damn templates for the switches, so I'm just going to figure out how big a hole I got to cut here. Let's get some light on this subject. What do you say? No, that's okay. All right, so we got, looks like 1 3/4. All right, now I just wanted up here comfortable hand height, which I think is right there. Okay, we'll just set this in here, get it level. Now, if I measured everything correctly, it should just fit in there. And it does, awesome. I'm gonna mount this light on that wall, but I've got that mounted now. All right, so I am getting ready to terminate all the wires in this. A lot of these are LED, all these long gray ones. I just cut them really long because I didn't know what I was going to do with them just yet, in case I wanted to route them somewhere else. It's tough to get down here. You can't get through this wall to get in. The electrical cabinet's right here. You have to go down and through the bed and then come through the wall, and it's kind of funky the way it routes. But it seems like that's about the only way to do it. So we're going to make that work. That's for the incoming power, I should say. But I want to cut a backboard to put down in here. So I've got some place to mount stuff. And so I'm going to go cut a 1/2-inch piece of plywood. And I'm going to make sure this all fits now. I'll stick that right there. And I'm going to come back in here. Whoops. Bueno. All right, so the location of this other 1x2 I just put in here as a spacer doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to stick it to this board right here. Alright, so I got a 10-foot cable here. Should work. All I'm going to need is a hole big enough for the end of the cable to come through. And the connector on the back is not large at all, so I'm going to go with a 1/2-inch hole. And it's going to go right here at 42 inches is usually the height of switches. I think that's kind of low, so I'm going to go 48. All right, so let's kind of find the middle of this wall at 9.5. So what's half of 9.5? 4.5 1/4, 4 3/4. So 4 3/4, about right here. Okay, and then 48. Let me just check something here real quick before I get too far ahead of myself. I think this is a 3/4 inch wall. Change that out anyway. All right, we're in good shape. Perfect. Oh, see, I got right on the edge of the frame, but that's okay. I knew there were wires in there going down to the thermostat. There should be 3 of them in there. Get this guy. Screw down there. Oh, something's not right here. Something's way not right. Hello. Nothing worse than an angry fish tape. There we go. That ought to be enough. Alright, so the goal is to go through here and down into behind the cabinet. Let's get the kink out of this. See, we can see. I can't see anything there. I have to go outside. Maybe I can see it through here. I may have to drill a hole in here and come down. Let's see. I don't see it out there. Let me go look outside. All right. So that particular trick isn't going to work. But what will is, and then yeah, that'll work. Oh shit, yeah, that's gonna be plenty long. All right, can I get the drill in there? Yeah, that's an issue. Oh, I guess I can do this. Where's my right angle drill? Okay, so the things I do to get the shot. A very useful tool. I wish I would have bought it a long time ago. Has been this right angle drill. And I'm telling you what, it has been so handy for working in tight spaces like this. It's a little floppy, but it sure does. We got her. Now, what do I do with the cable? All right, so when you're getting set up to do a pull like this is going to be simple, but you don't want to have any sharp edges for it to get hung up on. That's going to be key. And so what I always end up doing is I like to build a taper. And so I'm just going to come on here and do this, okay? And then I'm going to build a taper up here onto the tape, so there's no sharp edges. And then I'll just come back here, make sure we're good and secure, and then try to leave your tail loose. It just makes unwinding it easier, and we should be okay. I think we can get her in there, yeah. Yikes, just about killed the camera. There we go. That was as easy as that. Alrighty, so that is that. Now I am going to go get some stuff and clean this up. These are just some cheap shop rags. I was out of towels. I meant to look, because sometimes what I'll do is if I can find light kitchen towels at Goodwill, I'll just buy them. That's just this is just wax and tar remover. Just gonna scrub this area really good. And then I'm also going to wipe it down with isopropyl. Alright, we'll leave that go for a minute. While that's working on that, I'll go outside and we'll hook this up. Come with me. So that should be laying. Let's see here, we're going to bring that over. Alright, so I'm just loosening those up so I can run this through there too. That needs to be bigger. Let me get a bigger clamp here just a minute. Alrighty. Alright, well, let's hook this membrane switch up. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to come up here straight up and go through this thing. Let's see if I can go through the back of it, get behind all the wires. And if I go through here, again I'll go behind all the wires. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Plugs in here, let me see, so it's got to come around. Oh, maybe just a little more slow.